Good morning from Nakameguro, and we're here to see cherry blossoms once again. In yesterday's vlog, I showed you the cherry blossoms in Ueno Park, but today it's March 30th, 2026, a Monday morning, and we're here in Nakameguro, which is another famous spot for cherry blossom viewing. So you can see there are so many cherry blossoms in this place. It's the nearest metro station to Nakameguro is Nakameguro Station, and Nakameguro is a good place for cherry blossom viewing because it's right beside the Nakameguro River. I mean the Meguro River. So I'm gonna show you the river. We are right beside the river, and the river banks are lined with so many Sakura cherry blossoms, lined with the trees that are blooming with cherry blossoms. So this is a really popular spot, and yesterday there were so many people, it was so crowded, but today it's a Monday morning, so there are a few people, and I decided to film it today. So let me show you all the beautiful cherry blossoms, the beautiful scenery of the Meguro River, and I hope you enjoy this vlog. So as I said earlier, the nearest train station to Nakameguro is Nakameguro Metro Station at the Tokyo Metro, and it stops right beside the river. So this is, let me show you the train tracks above. It's a very busy station, so there are many trains passing by. And over here, that's the train railroad where all the trains pass by. So here we have bridges crossing the Meguro River, a lot of them, and let me show you all the cherry blossoms. There are so many people taking photos of the cherry blossoms, and we are now walking along the river bank. As you can see, the river bank is lined with so many trees that have cherry blossoms. It's pretty noisy now because there are trains passing by, but otherwise it's such a peaceful scenery here. So there are many people taking their photos. It's a very nice vantage point for taking photos, both locals and tourists. So that's the train passing by. A lot of trains pass by the station because it's very busy. But moving away from there, on the other side of this bridge, you can see that there are more spots where you can take photos for cherry blossoms. Lovely scenery. This is the Meguro River. So on both sides of the river there are very narrow streets which are lined with interesting shops and cafes, boutiques for clothing, designer goods, perfumes. Like on the other side, I'm not sure whether you can see it, there is Aesop. That's their store here in Nakameguro. And a lot of young people enjoying this spring morning with all the cherry blossoms by the river. You can hear some birds chirping. It's a very lovely scenery this morning. A lot of people soaking in the atmosphere, enjoying the weather. It's very cool weather today. So this is the river. It's very beautiful. So when you're here in Tokyo, around end of March and the beginning of April, it's typically when the sakura blossoms are out, and you should go see it for yourself because it's really, really very beautiful. So Nakameguro is a very good site for cherry blossom viewing because you have this beautiful river lined with all the cherry blossoms, and that just moves things really a notch up compared to other places where you can view cherry blossoms. This one has the more beautiful scenery because it has this river. It's a nice little street that you can walk along because it's very narrow and it feels cozy and very relaxed compared to the rest of Tokyo. This neighborhood Nakameguro is has a slower pace, more relaxed pace. People are not so much in a hurry, and it's not as hectic as other parts of Tokyo. This feels more like you're in the suburbs. So many cherry blossoms lining the banks of this Meguro River here in Nakameguro. And they're in full bloom today. We are so fortunate that we're here in Tokyo at this time so that we can show it to you in this vlog. So here's another bridge where you can see both banks of the river lined with cherry blossoms. Isn't that very picturesque? Perfect spot for taking photos. Let's move to the other side of the bank. The river bank on the other side. So it's also a narrow road. A lot of people cycling. Some people do their morning jogs here. On weekends, this is more crowded because many people who live in Tokyo, they like to have their weekend walks here, and there are nice restaurants around as well as shops and cafes. So you can see there are some stores for clothing items. This one is a little bit more western preppy. There's Nigel Caborn, and over here there's a few eating places. Interesting. They have churros. So even if there are no sakura blossoms when you come to Tokyo, I still recommend this place. I still recommend that you come here to Nakameguro and walk by the Meguro River, even though there are no sakura blossoms, because it's still a very lovely place to visit. It's still nice for taking photos, even if there are no sakura blossoms. So during summertime, the trees where there are sakura blossoms, they're actually green in the summer. Right now, because it's spring, it's white and pinkish, and in winter there are no leaves, it's all bare. But as you can see, there's the river below flowing downstream, and it's still lovely even without the sakura blossom. So no matter what time of year you are in Tokyo, if you have time for it, I recommend that you come here to Nakameguro and just enjoy the sights and sounds. And anyway, this is also where the Starbucks Reserve Roastery is located. So let me show you later. It's also one of the popular places that people visit when they come to Tokyo because it's huge. It's like 4 floors of Starbucks Reserve Roastery, and on the third floor there's actually a bar where they have alcoholic drinks, so you can have your coffee with alcohol in it, like with whiskey in it, and that's an awesome experience. In fact, I tried it before for breakfast and it was so great. So some people walk their dogs along this riverbank because it's just a very nice place to walk, for walking, for jogging, for cycling. Very scenic and beautiful. So this is another nice spot where you can see the river with the water flowing downstream. And let me show you the other side. You can see the other bridges also. So there's a lot of bridges lining this, crossing this river. And for each bridge you can take your photos because you can step up like this and see the river below as well as the sakura blossoms. Very nice. Lovely scenery. So this apartment is very interesting because there's this tree over here with sakura blossoms, and the facade of the building has a color that matches the sakura blossoms, so it's kind of pretty to look at. And there are also these paper lanterns lining the river, so I suppose at night they are lit up and it still looks very pretty at night. Even though it's dark, I guess the lights are bright enough for you to see the sakura blossoms at night. So as I was saying, this road along the Nakameguro, along the Meguro River has many interesting shops, and people come here for shopping. So you can see this tiny little shop. It's not the typical ones you see in crowded shopping malls. So over here there's a sign. It's the Meguro River. Down over here. Very beautiful. So you can see the water flowing downstream over here, and it flows down here. This is one of the bridges. It's orange, and over there's another bridge. Over here there's a restaurant that sells pizza and fries, I guess. And it's still early in the morning, so some of the shops are still closed at this time. It's around 9:30. But there's this place, like a food truck here, that sells beer. So if you're up to it, you can have beer early this morning. Looks like an interesting one. They have a menu with assorted beers, Pilsner, IPA, Pale Ale, White Ale, Stout. Yep, very unmistakable. They sell beer. And this one is a boulangerie. It sells baguette called Lotus Baguette. Inside the shop you can see what they have, all the baked goods. There's a staircase here and a roof deck. So this is what they sell. Mostly in Japanese, but anyway, inside the store you'll be able to see what they have. So many people riding their bicycles. That's a mamachari with mothers cycling with their toddlers, perhaps sending them off to preschool. Really, really lovely, these cherry blossoms. I'm just amazed at how beautiful they are. Over here, there's a store called Snobbish Babies. It's a store that sells clothes and items for pets, like small dogs, toys, and clothes for dogs. So if you're into pets, you can check this store out. And let's take a look at the view from this bridge. Wow, so pretty. Very serene and peaceful. We should check it out at night because these lanterns probably look very pretty when they're lit up at night. And as you can see, the walls of the river are lined with green foliage this springtime. They can actually lift this riverbed to clean it up, like mechanically lift it. That's how technologically advanced Japan is, and how things are done very impressively here in Tokyo, Japan. So we have a close-up view of the cherry blossoms. Really pretty. So here we can check it out. These are the cherry blossoms, and there are a few growing on the barks of the tree. Interesting. So they're white. The petals are white, but in the center there are some pink hues. Very pretty. We can have another close-up look here. Amazing. Look at how amazing that is. Very beautiful. So there are a lot of tourists taking photos with the cherry blossoms, and because there are a lot of people viewing the cherry blossoms during this time when there are cherry blossoms, there are some food kiosks over here selling various things, like that looks like cotton candy and some beverages and other food kiosks, like this one selling grilled sausages. And grilled squid, various grilled items, some desserts. This is like a dango, I guess, like a rice cake kebabs, tornado potato, yakisoba, takoyaki. And over here, they actually have a Don Quixote. So this is the back door of Don Quixote. That's the sign, their logo. So you just have to go to the other side of the building for the main entrance. And we're here at Starbucks Reserve Roastery in Tokyo, in Nakameguro. So it's a very busy Starbucks, so many people that they have a process for taking like a digital queue number. So you have to come here and scan the QR codes to get a digital number, like a queue number, before you're allowed to enter Starbucks. I'm not gonna do that now because there's so many people already. But if you want to go to Starbucks, this particular Starbucks, they require you to scan that QR code that I showed you, and you'll get a number, and when your number is called, that's the only time when you can enter this Starbucks Reserve Roastery here in Tokyo. But I think during less busy times, if you come at opening time around 7 a.m., you should be able to get in more easily. So this is the Starbucks behind me here in Nakameguro. Starbucks Reserve Roastery, Tokyo. There are 4 floors. So the 3rd and 4th floors actually have balcony seating. So when the weather is great, you can sit there. It's a really very good Starbucks. They have a lot of merchandise items for sale in there that are unique to this particular Starbucks outlet. And as I said earlier, on the 3rd floor, they have a bar serving alcoholic beverages. I think the 1st floor is where the merchandise are sold, like mugs, souvenir mugs, and coffee accessories, coffee brewing accessories, shirts, sweaters, and other clothing items. And then they have the main roastery on the 1st floor where they do the grinding and roasting of coffee. And 2nd floor is, I think, for Tivana for their tea. The 3rd floor is where the bar is with alcoholic beverages, and the 4th floor is extra seating. So that's what the building looks like, with the Sakura tree here. Very pretty. Some people take photos with the building as a background. They won't let you in unless you have the digital queue number and it's time for you to come in. And as I said, they have balcony seating on the level 3 and level 4. So that's it for today's vlog with the cherry blossoms here in the Meguro River in Nakameguro. And I hope you enjoyed this vlog. Stay tuned for other vlogs to come as I show you some of the spots I visit here in Tokyo, Japan. Thank you for watching and goodbye for now. See you next time.